All right, so hopefully I am live in the right places. And if you are listening to this as a recording, it's my podcast. So you can either catch me live at Melanie Sobosinski on Facebook, or if you just kind of want to listen while you're driving or not see my face, I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. You can go to Create Your Balance podcast and listen on that. So let's talk about a few things. I have 5 tips to give you today, and I'm going to try to be short and sweet, but if you know me, I can tend to be long-winded, but I'm going to try not to be. So let's talk about a few things that are going on in this world right now. So it's crazy, right? It's almost like we are in the twilight zone, and now have added more craziness to it because we're sending kids back to school, right? Or you're not. Either way, that decision was what worked out best for you and your family, and don't stress over it. Because we've got enough stress going on, right? What you're doing with your children and your family is your business. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I am here to talk about 5 tips to stay healthy during stressful times. Because, yes, everybody has stress. Everybody tends to be under stress from here every now and again. And sometimes certain stresses last longer than others. So what happens when we are so stressed out is not only does it stress like our feelings and stuff, but it stresses a lot of things in our body. And I really wasn't going to talk about this, but I'm going to go into it before I give the 5 tips. First of all, stress can hinder our sleep. I see a lot of people who are like, I can't sleep. I have so much on my mind. And so that's very difficult. When you start to lose sleep, a lot of other functions in your body start to suffer. So long story short, your immune system can really be compromised if you are not getting enough sleep or if you are very stressed. Your hormones, your digestion, clearly what we're eating, because everybody's talking about COVID-19. And right now, if that's all you're worried about, we got something else to discuss, okay? Don't let that stress you out. Like, sometimes we have to have emotions, and sometimes eating through those is okay. Now, before I get chewed out on that one, let me just dive into that where I wasn't going to dive. It's not about the food. When you can work on the emotions as to why you think you need to eat, the binge eating won't be as crazy. And sometimes feeling guilty afterwards is not worth it, but if you're eating a little bit, I honestly say, let the emotion happen. I'm not telling you to eat everything in your refrigerator. I'm not telling you to eat a whole cake or drink a whole gallon of wine or whatever they come in, or a case of beer to binge and deal with your emotions. But I'm going to tell you, if you followed me and you know what I'm about, it's never about the food. So it's addressing the emotions. We have to feel this. We can't hide it, okay? So what are the tips? And I want you to feel these things. I want you, right now our lives have been disrupted way more than they have ever been in our entire lives. We're being told what we're supposed to be doing. And I know people don't feel this way. We're being ordered into doing this, and we're like, yes, we'll do it. Yes, we'll do it because it's for the greater good, and if it makes it go away, we'll do it. Part of that bothers me. Not going to talk about it. Part of it I'm okay with because maybe that is what it is, right? Heaven forbid I say it is what it is, because people will tell me I'm insensitive, but I'm not here to talk about that, and I'm not being insensitive. What I'm being sensitive to is us allowed to have feelings, us understanding why we're having them, and how to stay healthy during these stressful times. Because if you let that stress affect your daily life, if you let that stress affect your sleeping at night, it's going to affect so many other things. It's going to have a negative domino effect on your health, and I want to stop that. I used to work in the hospitals, and I saw sick people. I saw dying people. I changed my path because I got tired of that, and I wanted to help people be well so they didn't end up in the hospital. Granted, I worked in pediatrics and geriatrics, and sometimes geriatrics you can't change much, right? But we're in control. We are in control, and majority of you listening to this are probably female, and you're probably in the age group of 35 to 55, so there's time, right? So let's talk about this, because right now a lot of us are moms, some of us are nurses, some of us are nurses and moms, some of us are teachers, some of us are teachers and moms. So what the heck are we supposed to do to stay healthy during stressful times? Because if you're anything like me, your emotions change by the hour, by the minute, and you feel like at this point of the game, we are how many months into this, you're about to lose your shit. and it's affecting your daily life, and it is affecting those around you. And that's difficult. You can stay miserable. Trust me, I've been there and I've done that. Or you can work on these 5 tips. And as hard as they may seem, because we're in a routine of things right now, I feel like you need to work on it. And you need to work on working on it, because this is what I have done over and over, because it's really easier said than done, isn't it? So I feel like there's this ongoing sense of stress and anxiety right now with the COVID, okay? And we are losing our shit. Some of us are losing our jobs, some of us are losing our houses, some of us are losing our businesses. So much of it's out of our control. So much of it is. As much as we want to try to control it and try to be angry about it, it's not helping our health. So number 1, focus on what you can control. I know. This is the biggest one. I put it at the top of the list because clearly if you can get there, if you can say, today I'm going to focus on one thing that I can control and let go of some of the things that I can't control. Baby steps, right? That's how I work with my clients. Always baby steps, nothing crazy. So focus on what you can control. And these next few steps are kind of things we can control. So number 2 is turn off the news and social media. I have not watched the news in well over a year. They've been lying about the weather since I was 10. I don't know how much truth comes out of them now. I don't know. Okay, so me watching it would stress me out. I would yell at the TV. So it's not worth it. I can control that. I can change the channel. So I do. I don't watch it. Social media, certainly we want to know what's going on in the world. We want to know where certain things are at. But if it's causing you so much stress, is it worth knowing it all? Again, it's what you can control and what you can't control. Limit your social media time. Limit your news feed. There's this cool little app that you can put on your computer called Social Fixer. Yeah, I've had it since the election of 2016. And you can take out certain phrases, words, all those things out of your timeline. So if someone is constantly posting about something that you're like, oh, this stresses me out, like change the channel. If you don't like the song on the radio, you change it, don't you? Change the channel. Because it's stressing you out and it's not good for your health. So those are 2 things. Number 3 is, yes, I want you to have these feelings. I want you to have these emotions. So schedule some time to vent. Talk to a friend and be like, okay, we're done now. Like misery loves company. So of course some of us could discuss it, and anger and all this stuff built up, we have to let it out, right? Or we will erupt like a volcano. So schedule some time to vent. Whether you vent that through journaling, whether you vent it through talking to a friend, or like right now, I'm kind of venting. Right? There's a lot of things I could vent about, but this is something that I feel I'm letting my frustrations out, and this is what I've been working on since March, on and off. And sometimes it's difficult to do these things, but I'm in control of my feelings. As much as I hate what's going on, as much as I don't want to accept what's going on, I have to bite the bullet. And I kind of have to accept that it is what it is. That's just what I keep saying. Not being insensitive, but sometimes we can't control everything that happens in life. We can control us, right? So turn off the news and social media, schedule time to vent, worry, have the feelings, right? Don't let it consume your day. Don't let it take your life away. And that's what's happening. Like some of us are just a shell. And I feel that way sometimes of what we were before all this started. Can't always blame it on other people. Certainly, there's a lot of shit going on that we have no control over, but I just use that word control. We have control over some things. And then taking action on that is really huge. So the next one is journaling. Woo! I can tell you that some people are like, I am not right. That's just so mamby-pamby. That's like, a diary that, hey, you don't have to say, dear journal, this is the date. You write whatever you want. If you want to write fuck all over that page, yes, I swear, write it. If you want to journal about something good, do it. Because my next one is pause and focus on gratitude. Because if we constantly focus on the negative, that is all we are going to see. There is a lot of negative crap going on in this world, and I cannot even stand when I wake up to social media anymore. I need to go back into Social Fixer, and I only allow, I think you can allow how many posts you see like you can scroll on all day, right? You can. I took it off my phone. It's only on my phone right now because I'm recording it, and then I delete the app, because you can scroll all day, right? There's no limit to the news feed. Social Fixer, yes, there's a limit to it. So, journaling and putting that out there, and then you pause and you focus on gratitude, because misery loves company, and negative comments are way better, like juicier, than positive comments. And people thrive on the negative. They really do. I see people that's all they post about. And maybe that's, they're in an ugly place. We're all in kind of an ugly place right now. Some of us are dealing with it different than others, but focus on gratitude. So think about that. Like, what are 3 things I'm grateful for? So for me today, I'm grateful for loud music and the windows being able to be down in my car, and that it is sunny, and that my family and I have our health, because we do take that for granted. And I feel like, I hope that this pandemic, if it has done anything to anybody, it has had them focus more on their health and how they're taking care of themselves. Because I can't tell you how many people that I know and love don't give a shit about their health. So please start doing that. And if you do anything today, work on these 5 tips. Because you owe you, and you owe your family that. It can be a domino effect, negatively or positively, however you want it to go. You get to say how it goes. We don't get to say how a lot of things go in the world. But right now, stand your ground, right? And be you. And practice these 5 tips, because I can tell you that me putting this out here helped me. And if you found that it helped you, and you think you want to share it with someone who it could help, please share it. Because you're not alone. I know I'm not alone. Some people are afraid to talk about it. I'm not, because I talk to people about things, their feelings, their issues, their feelings around food, around their body, around dieting. That's what I do for a living. And then it spreads wider in your life for your health, right? Certified health coach means a lot more than just putting someone on a diet. So this here, stress is the #1 killer. Heart disease. I'm not even going to go into all the things that stress can put you up for. Because that I have heart disease in my family, all of my numbers are great, but stress, I have to manage it, because I think that would kill me. I think if I let it get to me, I could have a heart attack from it. Anyway, allow yourself to give yourself some grace. Allow yourself to, nobody's ever been here before, right? Allow yourself to have these feelings. Don't stay stuck there. Take care of you. Because you can't pour from an empty cup. I don't expect anybody else to help me, I don't say help me with my health, but to take care of my health but me. It starts with me. Like, I don't expect Joe Schmo over there to say, hey, it's for your health. No, I'll take care of my health. So many people aren't doing that. And that's what aggravates me. And I don't want to get into that. I could go all day. Remember, I said I was going to keep this short. But anyway, take care of you. Understand that self-care and self-love is not selfish. I'm going to call it mandatory right now. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you some homework, and I want you to limit your time on social media, turn off the news, start to focus more on what you can control, schedule that time to vent, pause for a second, and be grateful, and get it out there. Because if you keep it in, stress builds up. So that is what I have for you today. 5 tips on staying healthy during stressful times. And I know that it can seem very difficult, but these are pretty easy steps. I mean, I'm not asking you to, bench press a Buick or something like that, or never eat pizza again. I'm just asking you to take care of yourself. Because in times like this, we have to do that. And we have to learn from this time and then take it forward and continue taking care of our health. Because I can tell you, I don't have time and I can't do it. You should do it before it becomes too late. That's all I have for you today. If you found this helpful, If you feel like, oh, wait, I need to hear more of what you're saying, head over to the Create Your Balance podcast, or head over to melaniesobo.com, to my website, and check that out. Otherwise, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any more of my awesomeness, because I drop a lot of truth bombs and I drop a lot of F bombs. That's all I have for you guys today. Have a great day, and I'll see you later.